Hey guys, welcome back to another Doing Fools podcast. We have the famous Max P. What's up, Max? How you doing? Welcome back, man.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man,
Doing
I'm great.
good.
Oh, this meta. First time we talked, it was before the ban, and now this meta is the craziest meta I've ever seen in my life, and I fucking love it. I was down at first, and now I'm super excited.
Dude, I complain more than anyone, and then as soon as the meta changes and the bans go off, I win a tournament.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
exactly. I was
it's
gonna
working
say
for
that.
me, dude. It's
Timna
working for me.
Thrasios. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you were cooking with Timna Jessica. Yeah, man. And I was playing Roxai for a while, and then I'm Malcolm Timna, and now I picked up Najila, and I love it. The only card I gotta say 2 months later, right, is Mana Crypt. That's the only card I see that like hurts. Like I don't see it.
I miss J-Lo too.
No, I miss J-Lo. I just built Najila, obviously. J-Lo's like, I miss it, but just in the format-wise and all the games I've played, like, you can see the missing of Mana Crypt.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's night and day different, and that's just the one card that I'm like, oh, turn 1 Enlightened Tutor, Mana, fuck. Right? Drew Lotus and Nadu and all that other shit, Dockside, like, that stuff had to go. I understand all that crap, whatever, but it's just like, Mana Crypt is the one, like, it's haunting me in my nightmares. When I was playing Roxai, I'm like, that one fucking card, that would have got it. Right?
Yeah, you're always that 1 mana off, and you're like, damn it, if I just had Mana Crypt, I'd be fine.
That is the only card. I understand banning it, but that's a whole nother thing.
I don't even get into that. But
that's a whole nother.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's
but like
past. That's the past.
Yeah, the other problem with Mana Crypt is there's all these like 3 mana little value creatures and stuff like Professional Facebreaker, Grim Hireling, like
all these. Yeah.
Well, Rhystic Study is the one problem with Mana Crypt.
Right.
Like Rhystic Study was the problem, not Mana Crypt. But
Mana Crypt Study and Bowmasters were my band, and then they didn't ban either one of those, and I was like, what?
Yeah, Rhystic Study needed to go. Like you could have Mana Crypt and not have Rhystic Study, but like I understand having Rhystic Study and Mana Crypt in the format at the same time is a problem. Definitely
I agree.
Just too many turn 1 Rhystic
I feel like if they ban Rhystic Study and not Mana Crypt, I think we'd be in a way better place, but it's fine. We all agree Dockside was fucking broken. In every form of the word. I love powerful cards, but that card shouldn't have saw the light of day. And Nadu. We can all agree to that. But anyways, so we're here for blue. So I'm doing a mini series. I'm talking to people about each individual color. And we're going to talk about blue today. So what's your kind of history with blue? Why do you like blue so much?
Most people know me as like the Florian guy. People think I'm the Rakdos player. I'm the Mardu guy. Yep. I'm the one who goes to tournaments and plays without blue. But the fact is, like, at my heart, like, who I really am is I'm a control player. Like, that's my history. When I played Standard, when I played Modern, it was always, blue-white control or Esper control. Really? And it was always my thing. So coming over to CDH and, like, playing, Florian in tournament setting was, like, out of my comfort zone, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Even though that's what people are used to
Jessica.
Yeah, and then Timna Jessica, no blue. Right, exactly.
You wrecked with that deck. Yeah, man.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just, do things completely different than your gut tells you to do. And my gut always tells me to play blue.
Yeah, I always find myself building an Esper control deck. I was on Tivit for a long time, Timna, Malcolm. You name the Esper deck, I built it. Like, that's my second favorite thing. But, like, I played Malcolm Timna in the Boil, and I just felt like that deck couldn't get over the hump. Like, the deck's fucking A tier. I don't think it's S tier, but the deck was fucking solid. I was doing a lot of work, but everybody was trying to draw and not do this and not do that, and I wasn't, like, very proactive. That's why now I'm switched more to aggro plan. But, yeah, I'm with you. Like, when you think of control in CDH, it's probably, like, besides Burn, it's probably the one top, archetype of Magic ever is control. And when you think of control, you think of blue.
I think it's like how, I'm a degenerate at my heart. That's what it comes down to. I just want to draw cards and play the game, and I want you not to play the game. That's all I want. That's really what I'm after.
I'm working on a draw tribal casual deck. Every single card in the deck has to say draw.
Oh, that's awesome.
Besides basic lands. I haven't found a commander yet, but I went on Scryfall, and I'm at like 400 cards. And I'm going to figure it out. But every single card besides lands are going to have draw. And the deck's going to be insane.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah,
it sounds like my kind of deck. Who cares if you win? You don't need to win. Just draw cards.
Well, casual. Who cares? Yeah, I'm just drawing cards. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's right. You don't win in casual anyway, right? That's winning is losing.
Yeah, high power casual. Just play CDH. If you want to like bring your precon, like let's do it. You want to see this crazy jank shit? I don't care if I win. I care if I do my thing. Right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
10-4. So let's segue into it. The first big question I want to get it out of the way. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. Do you think blue is the best color?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely the best color in Magic. You know, it's the only color that does everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. It doesn't necessarily the best at everything, but it does everything well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's got removal, it's got draw, it's got counters, it's got big boy creatures, right? It's got, you know, ways to reset the game, right? It's got everything. It's got everything. And it doesn't lack for anything. Like it can remove any kind of card. Like when you go start looking at the color pie, you look at, you know, green, for example. Green excels at removing enchantments. It excels at removing artifacts, right? But it ramps, but it struggles to remove creatures. Like you have to really kind of like do the whole fight thing. Yeah, or it has no counter spells essentially at all.
Veil of Summer,
right? And it's not even a counter spell, right?
Exactly.
Right. It's just protection. Blue has everything. Blue can destroy creatures with like Pongify or you know, rapid hybridization. It can bounce stuff. It can bounce literally any permanent, right? Including, I mean, the classic card is Boomerang, right? I could bounce your land if I want to. I could bounce anything. I can counter any spell, no limitations.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like it's the best color that's diverse. That's fucking omniscience for casual, for crying out loud. Why the fuck does blue have omniscience?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why do they keep printing good blue cards? I feel like with blue as well, it's not really CDH. I feel like blue is the one color everybody can agree, maybe besides draft, that it's the best color in every single format. In all the history of Magic, blue has been the best color by far. Like green is really, really good in 60 card, but not as good in CDH. But blue's the best in CDH, best in vintage, best in standard. Like you name it. Like historically, blue has been #1 forever. And it's just, I don't know why. Does anyone know why?
I mean, even in draft, like, I mean, let's face it, you go and draft flyers, right? You can draft flyers and they're always blue.
I just mean generally, like when I'm drafting, I'm looking for green because it's just big stompy creatures, right? That's just
fair.
me. But like Born Upon a Wind. Like why the fuck?
They keep printing more. Like, I mean, how many flash enablers did we get this year, right? We got Born Upon a Wind, we got Valley Flood Caller, we got the High Fae Trickster now.
The one that you can do on Instep.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Last Word Phantom, I think it's called, or Final Word Phantom. Yeah, it's 4 flash enablers.
Yeah. Later on, we're going to talk about my top 10 cards. But yeah, we could probably talk about top 10 blue cards that were printed this year.
Easily.
I don't know how you feel about that blue creature. It has Enduring Curiosity. That card in the right deck is a house, and it's one of the best cards in Standard.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Draw some cards. I mean, yeah.
4 mana flash. 4 mana flash. If it dies, it comes back as an enchantment, and then when you deal,
whenever a creature deals damage, you get you draw cards. It's Curiosity. Yeah.
What in the? We didn't need
and that's
it.
not even a good. That's not even a good card.
I know.
It's not even a good blue card. Like, for blue, it's like, I'm not playing that.
It's amazing in the right deck, but I totally agree with you. It's not even. But like, can white or red get that? Like that would have been great. I get it doesn't fit the color pie.
I think the only thing blue doesn't do as well as the other colors is ramp. I think that's the one thing that blue doesn't do.
Yeah, and tutors probably, right?
Well, even tutors were not that bad.
Spellseeker.
Like, you got Spellseeker, you got Mystical Tutor. You can't tutor anything, right? But you can definitely
I guess that's
tutor
a little weakness. Yeah.
Instances, sorceries, and artifacts. You could tutor all day long in blue. No problem. All day long.
Well, I guess blue we can talk about it later, but blue as a color though, I think winning the game is rough. Like mono blue or Azorius is probably rough, but again, you have Thoracle, so it's like infinite mana, draw your deck with 1 ring Thoracle. So it's like, why the fuck is Thoracle blue? That's a whole nother conversation.
Blue has a hard time winning the game by itself, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like mono blue's rough.
But I mean, how are we winning the game in CDH anyway? Like, at the end of the day, you're not winning with combat damage. You're winning with, generally speaking, like Thassa's Oracle or Brain Freeze. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are the most common win cons in CDH?
Right. No, 100%. Well, Brain Freeze, you have Grinding Station. You need more Breach for that. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Oh, the clones. That's what I was going to do. I'll talk about it a little later, but it's like, every good clone is in blue, like by far. There's like a blue green one, there's like a random one, but like I get clones are kind of on the down right now because Dockside, but clones in general are fucking busted.
Well, I feel like Red tries to follow suit. Like Red has clones too, lots of clones, but they all come with the massive downside of they just die.
They die.
Right? And they cost the same as the blue clones do. Like you get heat shimmer, you get freaking molten duplication, you get those clones, right? And they're cool. They cost the same amount as the blue, but then they immediately go away. Blue gets the same effect and it just stays.
Yeah.
You know?
And like I think I was talking to somebody about this before. Look at the new flares that they just printed in Modern Horizons 3. Right? You have the busted red one, which was crazy that the red one's better than the blue one, right? Flare duplication, that card's insane.
That's an anomaly that it's better, by the way.
Right, that's what I was about to say. That's fucking crazy. So that's out of this world. Okay, now let's talk about the other ones. The black one's fine. You sacrifice something. The white ones, I don't even know what it does. It sucks. The
Angel's
blue
Grace,
ones,
but bad.
the blue ones sack a blue creature, counter target spell, right? And then look at the green one, right? The green one's a cultivate. So it's like, look at the power level of red, the anomaly. Blue is, oh yeah, I'll sack a blue creature counter spell into like a blue deck, right? And then all the other stuff. But that's like, I feel like that's magic. But normally it's the blue and then the red, right? Like Fierce Guardianship. Yeah, red gets deflecting swat, but it doesn't touch Fierce Guardianship.
No. I mean, it has its purpose.
Up and downs,
like,
yeah. But I just mean generally though.
But here's the thing: it's like every single set that comes out, you look at the best cards in the set. Like they'll have a cycle, like you said, deflecting swat, fierce guardianship, and then the other ones that we don't even mention, other than deadly relic, right?
Deadly relic, yeah.
Every set has those, and blue is not necessarily clearing away the best every time, but the second color, whatever the second best one is different each time. Like it's not like every time red is the best one. Every single time, blue is the best or the second best of those cycles. Every single time.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. Consistently. It's like Wizards just, as much as they hate green, they love blue.
It's funny.
Kind of the way it works.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's just funny. Like, this is a CDH podcast, and again, I'm talking about my top 10 later. You have to think the top blue cards / probably the top cards in the format are Rhystic and Mystic. In any other format, those cards are fucking hot trash. Right? In Thoracle, right? So besides those three, still blue holds up. Even you're talking about the two best cards in our format ever. Take those away, in blue in general, like your Cyclonic Rifts, your Interactions, your Born Upon a Winds, your Fluster Storms, your Clones, like that still holds up with everything else. I feel like if they went like 2 years without printing new blue cards, and then like just printed busted other cards, blue would still be the best deck color, like by far for CDH.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the foundation of the format is I need to draw cards. I need interaction.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest.
And blue fills both of those completely. I mean, white, so white has come a long way. It's interesting because you look at white like 2 years ago compared to where it is now. It's a massive
White's like
change.
the second best color in drawing cards.
It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. Because now they have Archivist, they have Esper Sentinel, they have a few different effects that draw cards. Yeah, Trouble in Paris is a huge one. But those are kind of fair Magic cards.
Yeah,
right. That's the thing.
Well, Esper Sentinel's broken, but yeah.
But even Esper Sentinel, like you pay once, it's only once per turn. It's like per opponent, so it's not that bad. Rhystic Study is like 1 blue and 2, like it's fucking ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's completely unfair. And Mystic Remore is the same thing. I mean, on turn 1, I could play a Mystic Remore for 1 mana. Like, there's no other card in Magic that you get as much return on your investment as Mystic Remore.
Well, Mystic Remore is a fair Rhystic Study, but Rhystic Study is fucking broken.
Well, here's the thing.
Mystic
Remore should be worded exactly how it is now, but cost blue and 2, right? That would be fair, right? And Rhystic Study should be costed like Trouble in Pairs. It should be 2 blue and 2. Which takes away those.
Printed a long time ago, but they weren't played.
Oh, sure.
No one played them till Commander. What deck? What 60 card deck do you see that played?
Never. You see Esper Sentinel on 60 card, amazingly.
100%. Yeah.
But again, 1 mana investment, and it's a creature that could punch you in the face. So.
Right. That's funny. Like LED sucked until Breach. Right? People using it as table holders.
That's what I heard. Yeah, people like putting their drinks on them.
Yeah. LED? Are you kidding me?
I'm just gonna go back in time and like go to like fucking like beer party where people are like putting their beers, their red solo cups on LEDs. I'm like, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
My brother literally told me one time they were drafting like back in the 90s and their table was wobbly. So they took 3 or 4 LEDs that were in the bulk under the fucking leg. So the table was good. They played Magic all night. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You took $1,200 for the cards for your table holders. Yeah, man, that card sucked for like 20 years.
Wild. Just completely ridiculous.
Oh, I love it. I love old adages like that. All right, so we kind of went over so another big thing. Oh yeah, this is what we have to talk about. Thassa's Oracle. We're gonna talk about it a little later. It's on my list, but Thassa's Oracle, like, I feel like that's like the epitome of CDH. When you think of CDH, you think of Thassa's Oracle. And again, I think Thassa's Oracle fucking sucks as a card. If I'm not in black, I'm probably not playing it, right? But it's just one of those cards that, like... So let's go back a little bit. So pre-ban, you need a really good excuse not to play red. Like a good excuse. Like, why isn't your deck on red? Oh, because my commander does this, does that. Okay, cool. I have a track set. Okay, cool. I'm good with that. Right now... Post-ban, you need a really good reason not to play blue, right? And I feel like Thassa's Oracle is that reason. Like, Kennen is like the only deck I can think of that's not playing blue, and it's fine.
I mean,
like,
it's not playing Thassa's Oracle. Yeah,
yeah. Thassa's Oracle. That's what I'm saying. I'm okay, but Kennen's not even like a blue deck, right?
You know, ironically, I don't think Thassa's Oracle is at the same level as like Dockside was, because you know every single deck you look at, like every single non-red deck you look in the format, you're like, man. If only you could play red and you could have a Dockside, this deck would be so much better.
Dockside or Breach, right?
Yeah.
No,
well, even without Breach, but Dockside, like infinitely, every single deck you look at, how could this deck be better? Add Dockside, it's better. Period. End of story. That isn't necessarily true for Thassa's Oracle, because Thassa's Oracle, like in a CDH deck, is a bad card. It doesn't. It's one of the few cards that everyone plays that doesn't fucking do anything.
Right, and it's okay though. We're totally okay with playing it. Because it's the most efficient win con. And that's what I'm saying with Thassa's Oracle, though. What other ways are there to win now? There is no infinite loops with Dockside. Now it's a weird 3-card combo with my commander. Now I have this. Yeah, Breach. But how do you really win with Breach? Breach, Brain Freeze, Oracle, right? Brain Freeze my opponents. There's One Rings all over the place. Sometimes that's not the best thing, right? Like, Thoracle, at the end of the day, you need, like, TNT.
It's the cleanest way.
Well, Kennen, right? But Kennen doesn't need the Oracle. Kennen, that's like the one deck I can think of off the top of my head that's like not running Thoracle. That's fine. I don't need black. I don't care. I'm Kennen. Infinite combats. That's okay. Other than that, like, how are you winning the game? I have seen so many games where these long, grindy fests and that Thoracle, it's like, bro, we had this cool ass hour-long game. You just hit me with the Thoracle consult. Like, that sucks. That doesn't feel good. You can't prepare for that.
You're not wrong. I mean, when I sit here and think about it, like, what deck doesn't win with Thassa's Oracle at this point?
Exactly.
I mean, the only ones I can think of is, you know, like Najila with infinite combats.
Okay.
Like, that's a thing.
But she's not really. I'm playing her right now, but she's not like a top deck. You're not seeing her.
No, she's not.
She just won a tournament with combats, which I'm playing combat Najila, and it's a fucking blast. By the way.
Yeah, you got Kinnan doing like finale to win the game is definitely is a thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all Thassa's Oracle, all of it.
That's what I'm saying. We have to talk about Thassa's Oracle as its own thing.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I don't know what you do if you took out, like, and here's the worst thing about it: if you took away Thassa's Oracle at this point, it would ruin CDH completely.
Right, and I don't know if I would ban Thassa's Oracle because it's not a good Magic card. Yeah. I don't think banning Thassa's Oracle made this meta healthier by any means.
We need more. Like, honestly, what we need other cards like Thassa's Oracle that offer, you know, paradigms to win the game that enable different strategies, right? Because really, what is CDH right now? CDH is generally draw cards, hold up interaction, play the game until you can finally get rid of your library and put a Thoracle in the stack.
Correct.
Like, that's literally what CDH is right now.
100%.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. So what you need other broken ways to win the game. Or I don't know what it is.
Magda.
Say something like,
sorry.
Yeah. Well, but how does Magda? I mean, yeah, Magda. Okay, sure.
That's about it. Well,
yeah.
Let's just do the top 16 of the boil, right? 2 Rock Size, Thassa's Oracle, like 3 TNTs, 2 or 3 TNTs, 2 or I think one or 2 blue farms, maybe 1. You had a Kennen, You had 2 Azikas, that's his Oracle, and 2 Magdas, and then like something random. And top 4 was Magda, TNT's, Kennen. Magda and Kennen are like the only decks I could think of, good decks that win without Thoracle. And by the way, Najila wins with Thoracle as well. Like, let's not get it twisted, right?
Yeah, that's right, 100%.
So that's kind of where I'm at. Is Thassa's Oracle as a whole? I feel like you need a really good reason not playing blue and not playing Thoracle, like a Kennen. Like, why the fuck are you? Oh, okay, Kennen's not a Thoracle because A, B, and C. Okay, cool, gotcha. All right, cool. What about TNT? What about Atraxa? What about this deck? What about a Dimir deck? What about this Grixis deck? They're all playing Thassa's Oracle, and I think that just gives you. I wanted to bring this up because that Thassa's Oracle is the face of CEDH, and it's in blue.
Yep.
Like, imagine just in a dream wonderland, they print the same card, or Thassa's Oracle is red or black. What a fucking shift!
Whole different world.
Whole different world. Like, it's so crazy to think if Thassa's Oracle is 2 black mana. What? Now mono black is viable? Okay, it's 2 red mana, or it's a white and a blue mana, or if it's a red and blue mana. Like, it just, I just feel
we need that. We need that. I think we need that. I think it would be great.
I think that'd be completely fine.
I think there's very slim chance that we get that, but it would be great if we did.
Or if it was another pip, if it was red and blue, red and black, red and white, that would change everything because it wouldn't go in every deck. Right? It wouldn't just be blue, boom, got it. If it was blue, green, that'd be crazy. That'd be fucking mind blowing. And we got to talk about Thassa's Oracle and how busted not just the card is, but it just shifts the meta.
The whole play pattern. The whole play pattern of it.
And that's how I compare it to Dockside. I don't think it's as good as Dockside, right? But I think like we named
impactful on the meta. Yeah, equally impactful on the meta. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'd love to see something else. I really would.
100%. And that's kind of where I'm at. Is I think at the end of the day, the bans were, I don't necessarily good for the format, but like everyone was pissed at first, and almost everybody I talked to, they're excited. Right? Like now it's actually fun because the last like year and a half it was the same shit, and then Roxai had a surge, and then the bans happened. Right? So I like that.
I mean, it's good. It's good. It shakes things up and forces everyone to be creative again, which is a good thing. But I still think like the way that they did it, the way they shocked the system, I think was ultimately damaging, because even though, a lot of people got creative and came up with new things, also a lot of people just quit the format. Like we lost a significant number of people because of those bans.
Well, I don't think they dealt with the main problem with CDH. They just heard us griping and then did it, right? They just knee-jerked us. The main problem is Orcish and Rhystic Study. And you didn't touch those two at all.
Well, but here's a question for you. Like, okay, Orcish Bowmasters is a win con. Orcish Bowmasters is a way to win the game outside of Thassa's Oracle, right? Because if you can blink it, it wins.
Well, it just pre-ban, it just made people stop playing certain archetypes. Not because you were good or because of this, because it warped a game. Like a Dockside, right? That's it's probably more fair post-ban now, for sure. But
what's interesting is
no one's playing Manadorks. Now everyone's like, green's good now.
But I see a lot less Orcish Bowmaster. I see just a lot less Bowmaster
not me,
these
man.
days.
Not me, brother.
You see it all the time? Let me ask you a question. Do you play Bowmaster in your deck?
If I'm in black, I play Bowmaster. You want to know why? Because of Bowmaster. And that's the problem.
Here's my theory.
Because there's a clone. And then, okay, get rid of Bowmaster. Okay, now I'm going to clone your Bowmaster, kill your Bowmaster. Okay, now there's another Bowmaster. Now he casted a wheel. Now, I can literally give you a mini example real quick. He had to blow up my board last night. The first game I played in the G-Li, I won the first round of this tournament. I was winning the next turn. He goes, guys, we got to figure something out. So he goes, mean betrayal, right? So then he casts my Bowmaster, and then he Mockingbirds my Bowmaster, and then he Wheels of Fortune wipes my board. I was at like 70 life because all the warriors in the life link. So I was like, holy shit, that's crazy.
So and dude, that is the perfect example for my theory, though. Perfect example for my theory. Here's my theory. I think that if there's a card that you hate, specifically a creature, there's a creature that you really just don't want to see, don't play it. Don't play that creature. Because I think that, when you introduce Bowmasters to the game, everyone else gets their Bowmaster. Everyone gets their clone of the Bowmaster, and you end up amplifying its presence in the format. So, like, I don't play Bowmaster at all.
Yeah, but the counter argument of that is the card's busted. I'm not going to not play a busted Magic card to win it's going to help me win a game, obviously. Right?
I don't
Like,
know.
I hate Ristic Study. I'm not gonna not play Ristic Study because I hate Ristic Study. No, Ristic Study's fucking busted, just like Bowmaster. That's just my opinion. But I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I've cut it. I don't play it in TNT. Like I don't have Bowmaster in TNT.
And that's fine. That's okay. TNT's okay.
Yeah, but mostly because I just don't want to see it. I don't want to give my opponents a way to get their own Bowmaster.
Okay, I see what you're
want
saying.
them to
They
draw
can't
it.
clone my Bowmaster if I don't have one. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And it also changes like the aspect of the game because you end up in this situation where like as soon as you play your Bowmaster, people are using that Vamp Tutor, they're using their everything they can to get rid of your Bowmaster. Like and usually that results in their own.
Right. Yeah, but see how it kind of warps the game though, and for me,
it does 100%.
And I'm gonna play it like I didn't play it in Rockside, but I'm gonna play it in decks like creature decks. Like I have to play it in Najeela because the other Bowmasters. That's a piece of removal for me. That's literally removal. Okay, you're gonna feed the fuck out of Ristic Study. I'm gonna wipe the board of creatures that are in my way. That's why I'm on Najeela. It's just that busted of a card. But
makes sense.
This is a blue pod. I'm with you, fucking Bowmasters. But I like where you're going there. I kind of like that. I wish we can go to a tournament. Hey guys, this tournament, no Bowmaster, no Ristic Study. That's the only clause. That tournament would be so much fucking fun, dude. Are you kidding me? That would bring out fucking the people from Thriller, all those zombies. But you haven't played CDH in 4 years. Yeah, man, I heard Ristic Study's not here.
No Bowmaster.
Yeah.
No Bowmaster.
Yeah.
Do the little dance. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Ultimately, the thing about blue that makes it the best is like, okay, blue doesn't have Bowmaster, but it does have Bowmaster because we have all the clones.
Mm-hmm.
So blue still gets a Bowmaster.
Well, blue does that with every card, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have a this, but we can do this. We don't have a that, but we have a this. We don't have a win con, but we have this. And it's like it's so diverse, and
it's the jack of all trades. It's the master. It's the jack of all trades and master of draw.
Master of draw. Right? Nice. That's the name of the pod.
I mean, that's what it is. Like it's good at everything, and it's the best at drawing cards.
Well, what's the best thing in Magic? Mana ramp, card draw. And you imagine if someone told me this like 2 years ago, can you imagine if Bergie said, when someone casts when someone casts a spell, draw a card?
People would lose their mind.
Oh my, cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. If Bergie said that, that would be the best card in Magic ever. But Bergie says red, and it's fine. See the difference of card draw? Like card draw is the best thing to do in Magic by far.
Yeah.
By the way, that would be
advantage.
A cool card.
It's card advantage too. Like that's what's great about Bergie is Bergie gives you both options, right? You get mana and it gives you card advantage, right? Because you can flip it and discard away. So it's good.
But if it said draw a card, it'd be the best Magic card on this entire planet.
100%. 100%.
That's just the difference. That's why blue I feel like is so much better. You could take away, okay, we don't need counter spells. Okay, we don't need clones. Ristic Study is still the best card, like by far, to me. Like in Magic, if you're going to take the top 10 cards in Magic,
in CDH,
I feel like
anyway.
In CDH, okay, yeah, top 10 cards in CDH, there's like 5 blue cards, and then we can do our list, right?
Yeah,
you got to talk about Forceville, you got to talk about Ristic, you got to talk about Mystic, you got to talk about Thoracle. Oh, okay, I'll give you a Demonic Tutor. Okay, I'll give you a Silence. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to iterate here, especially for newer players.
Blue even gets silences, right? Because you get the Hermit Druid or whatever the deranged hermit, the one that like says that you can't counter my spells.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right, so we get silences too.
Well, also I'm gonna segue into this. Blue is the best support color, so you're gonna have the white, you're gonna have the black, the tutors. So let's segue into mono blue. I think mono blue sucks, but it's probably one of the better mono colors. Like we're talking about Urza, right? We got Urza, Thadadel, which I played. It's not really played that much. You got Orvar, Azami. A lot of those decks aren't really played, but pretty much in my Thada deck, it's all about the One Ring. I'm going to get a One Ring, Infinite Man with One Ring. The deck has interaction and card draw. Yeah, it's probably CD tier, but that's not bad.
Right? No, it's still playable.
Okay, now look at mono white. Look at mono black. Look at mono green, look at mono red, besides like a deck or two, and it's like, oh, okay.
Way down there. You get Selvala in green, you get, what do you get in white? Fine. You get Heliod, I guess.
Heliod,
Orvar, maybe.
Besides Magda, maybe Godo, Crick. Like, who else you got?
Crick is good. I'll give Crick some credit. Crick is a good deck.
Okay, it's better than all those decks, but in the meta, is Crick really
It's still not good. It's still not good, yeah.
But it's better than, like, I don't know if it's better than Urza, but it's in that realm. but you just insert blue commander here with blue cards, and it's a good deck.
Well, the other thing about blue is like you take blue, like monocolored decks aside, right? You take any deck, I don't care what it is. You take fucking Florian,
Yeah,
and you add blue, it becomes instantly better. Period.
Oh my God, Grixis?
Like, yeah.
Oh.
But any colors.
I'm saying if Florian was Grixis.
Oh, it'd be insane.
Or if Rod Tevish was Grixis. Or if this guy was if Angie was Grixis. Oh, right. Shit. What?
Any 2-color combo. I don't care what it is. You add blue, it becomes instantly good. Not just okay. You can make that deck good. If it was on the fringe before you put blue in, over the top immediately. And no other color does that now. You know, with Dockside before it did, Ray could do it. Nobody else can put it over the top like blue can.
Right. Exactly. Blue, red, X. Doesn't matter. Your deck's already good, right? Yeah. I want to talk. Do you remember? I think they're doing it this year. Last June they did. Some LGSs did the partner event. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh, it was Pride, right? It was
for Pride, yeah. So you could take any 2 commanders that you want that are legal in the format and build a deck, and then that's your colors. So I did a Pride event. I didn't like it. I went more on the janky side. I did Tali and Gyruda, but we're not going to talk about it.
Okay.
But that's just, how many times, well, this is Dockside meta. You know how many times it was like Kennen and a Ragavan?
Yeah.
Teamer, right? Or it was like Ragavan in a blue, or Rograk in a Atraxa. It was a 5-color. It was all because they wanted to have blue in their deck. They wanted to have red in their deck. I was brewing with the Angie Grixis deck with the partner blue commander that it gives your guy ward or whatever. And I'm like, this Angie Grixis deck is fucking cracked. Yeah. If Angie had fucking blue, I'm winning turn 2 every game. Yeah, it was 100%. Crazy. Yeah,
you get fierce, you get all the counter spells, you get all the free counter magic, you protect the wins.
Can you imagine just think of all the fringe non-blue decks? Timna Jessica in blue. Holy shit. Oh, stop it. Oh. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm glad we're talking
about it.
It's
wild, dude. It's wild. It's wild.
Crazy.
And no other color does that. I mean, white,
100%.
white, you get your silences. Mm-hmm. Cool. But that's really all you're adding to it most of the time. Blue takes I'm telling you, any deck.
I feel blue
puts
black
it over the top.
I feel blue black are the best colors that you want in your deck.
But why for black? Just because tutors. Not unconditional tutors. That's it.
It's not better than blue, but I'm saying blue black is the colors I'm looking for to add in my deck.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I feel like it's those 2 and then everybody else.
Yeah.
Like white's probably the second best support color. Green is fine. Now red is kind of fine, but breach is still strong. But blue and black are the 2. I feel like if we were to rank them, blue, black, and then y'all three fight for the last spots, right?
No question. Yeah.
And I just don't ever say black's the second color. I don't know what they could print for black to ever be the better color, or a red a better color, right? Dockside, Dockside.
I mean, you said it earlier. You need 2 things. You need a black Ristic Study, and you need a black Thassa's Oracle. You add those 2 things into black, then all of a sudden black can compete.
Yeah, but you still don't. They're not going to print a black Force of Will, a black Pack of Negation, a black Born Upon a Win, a black this, a black Fear Scar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and I guess you have Necropotence. Necropotence is kind of like having a Ristic Study, sort of.
Necropotence busted.
Kind of.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So we're kind of glazing on black a little bit. So we have about 10 minutes left. So I did this in the other pods. I have a random I went over about 20 minutes, my top 10 blue cards, and I want you to kind of rip apart them. They're not necessarily in any order, but they kind of are. And I just want kind of rip apart. And then maybe if you could just give me some fast, hey, that card sucks. That card's good. I agree with you. That card's this. Just cause, what's it called? Like on Family Feud where they do the turbo round at the end.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. My 10th best cards, it's like an archetype, are the clones.
Sure. I mean, clones are amazing. What is there not to like about clones at this point?
I feel like clones got way worse, but I think clones are still busted. That Mockingbird card, I was so off of that card. I thought that card was so dog shit. And god damn, is that fucking card good.
Oh, it's so good. Just the fact that you could tutor it up with your Ranger Captain.
Not even that. Anything that I want has flying. Anything I want. My Najila has flying. My Bowmaster has flying. My this has flying. And it's easy to get on the battlefield. It's not even that crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's Monkeybird's the best clone printed in a long time,
Yeah.
and that says something because we just had Flesh Duplicate printed,
Flesh
which is
Duplicate.
also an amazing clone.
Yep. Phyrexia
Right.
Metamorph is, I think, one of the best clones ever. Fimage is kind of, it's amazing, but it's not amazing, but it is amazing, right? Bowmaster's like the only thing that can stop Fimage. Or
well, and the thing about clones is like no matter how the meta shifts, like if there's new broken cards that come out, inevitably they're probably going to be creatures on some level.
Yeah.
And having clones lets you keep up with whatever the fuck is coming out. Like doesn't matter. Like if there's remember when Atraxa was dominating? I mean, clones just immediately with the equalizer.
And Kinnan in Tivit.
Yeah.
And the Kinnan
instant equalizer.
Hey, I'll get your Void Winner, or I'll get.
But even lesser like cards like Obnixilis, cloning Obnixilis is fantastic.
Oh,
it's so good.
Obnixilis in blue. Sorry. Obnixilis.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Add blue. Oof.
Sorry, I got off topic.
Disgusting.
There. Holy
disgusting.
shit. Anyways.
Disgusting. But like that's where clones fit in. Is exactly what you just said. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like clones are kind of like a Cedh deck, or like they're always. Cedh is always going to be relevant because I feel like they're always going to print good legendary creatures. So same with, they're always going to print good creatures and legendary creatures and commanders. So I feel like clones are kind of down right now, but I think clones will always have a comeback no matter what. In 5 years from now, clones are going to be fine because of yada yada yada, right?
But even now when clones are down, like I'm never going to look at you funny for having a clone in your deck.
Yeah, I don't think you're on 3 or 4 now because of Dockside, but I think every deck definitely needs to be on 1 at least.
Yeah. It'll get you out of a jam.
Especially like Phyrexia Metamorph, I feel like is one of the best cards because it's like one ring now, or this, or your or right, and it's I clones are fucking busted. What about number 9? I got kind of the good 1-mana counters: Flusterstorm, Swan Songs, and Offer You Can't Refuse. I feel like besides the free counter spells, these cards are just I love doing like a turn 1, turn 2 commander and holding up like a Swan Song. Like I feel like in the early games I feel undefeated. I feel there's nothing you can do to me. You can't combo, you can't cast your Heuristic Study. I'm chilling with the Swan Song and this Offer You Can't Refuse. What do you feel about them?
Well, it's interesting because the 1-mana blue counter spells are kind of a puzzle right now because there's some that you definitely play. Like everyone's playing Flusterstorm, everyone's playing Mental Misstep, everyone's playing Swan Song.
Mental Misstep's free.
Like those,
but yeah,
but it's still one. It's technically a 1-mana counter
You're
spell.
Right. You're right.
All right, but all of those 1-mana counter spells, and then you get beyond those auto includes, and you start to get into the question marks: Dispel, Strict Serenade, right? There's all these other, Blue Elemental Blast, like all these sort of fringe 1-mana blue counter
Red
spells,
Blast,
and and you're trying to figure out where do you stick those in, like which ones do you play, which ones do you
I feel like there's 3: Flusterstorm, Swan Song, and Offer, and then everything else.
Well, even Offer's a question mark. Like not everyone plays Offer.
Really, I think that card's a fucking staple.
Yeah, I've seen too many games where someone offers something and they're like, "Thanks, the spell I was casting was to get me mana, and you gave it to me, so now I don't have to."
Yeah, they're doing the bait and switch. They want you to counter the card, and you counter with an offer, and they're like, "Oh, thank you. I'm out.
Thanks for the ritual. Now I win."
I see what you're saying. It's not as good as Fluster Song.
You have to be careful with it for sure. But like I said, so many blue 1-mana counter spells to choose from, and you got to kind of pick your pack. Like what's your suite gonna look like? Yeah. I love them. And I'm a big Strict Serenade guy. Like I think that's a great card that people don't play enough.
Bro. Me too. I have that shit all day in Tim and Malcolm, and I fucking love it. And they just go, "Great Abolisher," and I was like, "Anybody got anything?" Got him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because how many creature counters are there? Really, like Force of Will, Mind Break Trap, Pack Negation.
And everyone forget it hits artifacts too. Like, oh, you cast your Bolus of Citadel, have a bird instead, friend.
Yeah, I hit a guy. He Culling Ritual, and he just blew everything up, and all he had was a 1 ring after that. I hit him with the fucking Strict Serenade. I was like, "You're not gonna run away with this game." I had 1 blue mana. He blew up everything. He had like 12 black, 6 green. He played a dork, 1 ring, and then went to pass. And I was like, Strict Serenade. He's like, "You run that card?" Fuck yeah, I do. In that game, I ended up coming back and winning that game because he was just gonna run all over. It was
Absolutely.
over. 1 ring, draw, and we're trying to, So yeah, I have them at 9. They probably could be a little higher, but I just feel like looking at all these other cards, we all can agree. This one's a little more controversial. I have Displacer Kitten as my number 8. That is my top 5 favorite Magic card, and when my commander combos with Displacer Kitten, it makes me like tinkle a little bit. I love it. It's probably not number 8, but me personally, what do you think about it?
Well, here's the thing, right? I'm always down on Displacer Kitten until I have one, because I find that every time I manage to get my hands on Displacer Kitten in a game, I just win. It just makes everything work somehow. You know,
Yeah. Well,
even when it doesn't make.
Go ahead.
You know, we go back to the clones. Like that's usually how I end up with a Displacer Kitten. Is either like I mean betrayal, put a Displacer Kitten in play, and then I get to do all kinds
You
of
just
crazy
realize
stuff
how
and win.
busted it is. I'm a big Tevish guy.
It's insane.
Tevish Displacer Kitten, it's over.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The card's insane. It's one of those cards where like I probably should just play it. Like even though it doesn't seem like it makes any sense, because literally every single time I've had it on my battlefield, I've won.
It just doesn't go in every deck.
You say that, but yet somehow it doesn't make any sense until
I know, but when you're deck building and you're like, ugh, 4 mana. So you kind of need to be that Esper Shell with Teferi, so you already have a combo, and then my commander has an ETB like Atraxa, right? You're winning at that point. But like a lot of decks are like, 4 mana for that, and then you're in the game, and then you're like, oh, I have a Phyrexia Metamorph, they have a Displacer Kitten, I'm winning. Oh shit. Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'll flicker my Soul Ring.
But a lot of times,
I'll flicker my Soul Ring again. Okay, now I've got 6 mana, and I paid 4 mana to get 6 mana, and it just keeps going from there. And next thing you know, I'm there.
Yeah.
It just works. Yeah,
well,
it's a great card.
And it was
I don't
really
know if it
good
belongs
with
at
Dockside
8.
meta.
Like if I'm naming the top 10 blue cards in all of CDH, I don't know that Displacer Kitten ends up at number 8.
Yeah.
But the card's good, and I get why you could put it there.
I feel like it's really, really underrated, but also it's overrated because people play it in the wrong decks in the wrong situations. Because I couldn't tell you how many times I have it in almost every blue deck I play, but I picture Force of Will or Force Negation every time because 80% of the time it's not the right scenario. It's not the right card, or early game it sucks. But when I was playing Tevish Crom, that was the card I was looking for. And if I resolve Displacer Kitten in a Tevish deck, it's over. I'm gonna make thralls. I'm gonna cast a spell, flickered. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna draw 2 more cards. I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna make 2 more thralls. And then it's just like
it just storms off from there. Yeah,
it's
for
over.
sure. For sure. The other problem with Displacer Kitten is it has the Seedborn Muse problem. Like you cast it, it goes on the battlefield, and all of a sudden little red dots appear all over your head, right? Yeah. Immediately.
4 mana removal spell. What do you guys got? Yeah, or it's like 4 mana, cast it, pass. Hopefully I get another turn with it, and I'm winning. And then it's like Seedborn Muse. Boop boop. Red alert. He's winning.
Yep. Everyone freak out. Shut him down. Yep. That's what happens.
That's my number 8. But I see what you're saying. It's probably 10, 11, 12, 13. But whatever. So about my number 7. God, I fucking love this card. Valley Flood Caller.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Why? We were good on Born Upon a Win. We were straight. That card's busted. Valley Flood Caller. You're on TNT, right? Are you on the Valley Flood Caller?
Oh, 100%. I won literally the tournament that I won. Mm-hmm. I won with the Helix, Retraction Helix and Valley Flood Caller line. Because I'm just like, I'm just playing this Valley Flood Caller because I'm gonna play some rocks at instant speed. Don't worry, it's good. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna win instant speed.
Relax.
Don't worry.
Relax. It's fine.
I can't.
And I'm looking at my head. Yeah. And I'm looking at my head. I'm like, Demonic Tutor, Culling Ritual, Retraction Helix, Mox Amber. I'm like, I can do anything I want.
Yeah,
it's like,
all right.
It's insane. That card's insane.
I fucking. You got to sell me on Retracted Helix lines, but just Flood Caller by itself. I was on Roxai, and that and Born Upon a Win were like, Necropotence was the best card in that deck by far, and I was just like, oh, I win because I have a Valley Flood Caller in my hand. Oh shit, yeah. I'm gonna win on their turn. And Born Upon a Win, probably better, right? It's higher on my list, but it's easier to counter. It's really hard to instep Valley Flood Caller, and it's like, oh shit, he's passing turn with 7 mana with the Valley Flood Caller out.
Yeah, freak out time.
Yeah, 100%. That card's fucking busted.
And by the way, Retraction Helix, the reason why Retraction Helix is good is because, first of all, it's not a good combo. Retraction Helix with Valley Flood Caller is, in a nutshell, if you're just looking at it as a combo, it's not good. It's not a great A plus B. It's rough. Too many conditions. But if you look at, like we just said, Valley Flood Caller by itself, don't think of it as a combo piece. Think of it just as an individual card. It's a fucking great card. Does amazing things. Lets you play everything in instant speed. Just by having it in your deck, you can win at instant speed in ways that you couldn't without it. Right? Retraction Helix, just think of it as like a Chain of Vapor. It's just a removal spell.
Yeah, I guess on the floor.
It's a 1 blue mana, bounce any non-land permanent. That's really what it reads.
Yeah, but it's like the easiest spell in existence to counter.
Sure. But so is Chain of Vapor then, right?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. Well, also, Chain of Vapor is a win con. Right? With Valley Flood Color is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Retraction Helix is a win con.
Retraction Helix, yeah, it's a win con. That's
right. It's a win con. But it's sneaky good because it does things that, you couldn't do normally. Like, okay, someone casts a Silence. Okay, well, I don't know what you're planning to do. Like maybe you're going for a Breach Line, right? I cast Retraction Helix in response to your Silence, and I put it on my creature. Now I have an onboard removal spell already in play that works through your Silence.
Yeah. Or also, if you don't have a hasty guy, you could just give it to somebody else.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey man, will you tap your cannon just in case he fucks around and finds out with Underworld Breach? Okay, cool, got it. Targeting your cannon.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. And like you'll see a lot of times you go do that line like through a Silence. And they're like, fuck. Okay, I guess I'm not going to try now. Pass. Like, it stops them. Just boom. It's like It's like countering the Silence.
It's like playing a Remora and no one casts their rocks because there's a Remora out. And you're like, y'all just time locked yourself? Sweet. Pay for Remora, pass. And they're like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll play this game. If y'all don't play the game, I'm good because I'm playing land, paying for more. I'm chilling. Don't feed me. That's fine. You're not casting spells, and I'm great with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. That card's busted. So yeah, that is my number 6, Born Upon a Wind. Kind of the same thing. It made Necropotence way better. It made Blue Farm really, really good. It's just
that card's so
Lord
broken.
of the Rings.
It enables a whole different paradigm of play that didn't exist before it. Right.
Yeah.
The whole Necropotence
Breach lines thing. On your turn is insane.
Yeah, even Necrodominance. Like I don't think Necrodominance would be any good without Born Upon a Wind because 100%. Necrodominance into Final Fortune.
I don't think that card's any good, but I'm with you. Just Necropotence for me and Rogsai is the best card by far. And Born Upon a Wind, you can even do the Breach line. If you have Born Upon a Wind, you can do the Breach line holding priority on the triggers and Necropotence. And I didn't know that until I'm playing Rogsai and my opponent told me. And I was like, what? I could do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That card's fucking busted. I do want to do a mini tangent. Born Upon a Wind, this was like the first tournament I went to. It was like a 40-person tournament, like a month after Lord of the Rings, right? And I'm on it in my Grixis deck, and that guy was popping off, and then I cast a Born Upon a Wind just to draw a card, like while he was popping off, and I didn't get anything. And then the Blue Farm player cast an Intuition. He was like, I'm going to get a Breach, I'm going to get a counter spell, and I'm going to get LED or whatever. So if he fucks up, he's going to win. So after the game, he looks at me, he's like, hey, you could have won that game, right? Because you had Born Upon a Wind. Because I had like a Meme Betrayal in my hand or something, and everyone forgot about the Born Upon a Wind. And I was like, I could have done your Breach line on hit while he's going off, and that's when I realized, oh shit, this, because when it first came out, people were kind of iffy on it. I was like, oh, this card is fucking busted, and I feel like that's what put Rogsai and Blue Farm kind of above.
100%. That's 100%. Like last year. When things got crazy.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
It was all based on Lord of the Rings set. It was Orcish Bowmasters, the One Ring, and Born Upon a Wind. Mm-hmm. Those 3 cards completely changed CDH.
100%. Yeah, you have to talk about Born Upon a Wind when you talk about CDH now.
Yep.
100%. Number 5, I got Cyclonic Rift.
One of my favorite cards of Magic. You will never get me to cut that card. I'm just not going to cut it.
The only deck I've ever cut it is from Rogsai. You just didn't need it. It wasn't efficient. Other than that, I'm with you.
That's fair.
Yeah. Other than that, there's no way. Even in Najeela, people weren't playing it. And I'm like, dude, 2 mana bounce spell, or shit went fucking south. Instead, overload it.
I don't think people realize. You know what CDH would be like if it wasn't for Cyclonic Rift? Mm-hmm. It would be stacks. It would be stacks for as far as the eye could see.
Yeah.
Right? There'd be deafening silences and rules of law everywhere.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot lately, but how many overloaded rifts have won someone the game?
So many. I've won so many games on overloaded rifts.
I was going to say, yeah.
My favorite thing to do is I resolve a Smothering Tithe with 1 card in hand, and that 1 card in hand is a Psych Rift. Because now I'm just chilling. Chilling.
That's I love when I have a Rhystic Study out and then I instep or I do an Overload Rift and I just play a card and pass. It's like y'all know y'all gotta feed me.
Yeah, let's go.
Y'all got
Give me my
3
cards.
legs. Yeah,
Give me my.
and they
me,
have
give me,
to. And they're
Yeah,
just
they have
like,
to.
fuck
It's
that.
so good.
Talk about a tempo play. Holy thanks for drawing me 7 cards for playing your mana rocks. I just bounced, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Cyclonic Rift is like one of the best cards ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Like,
love that card. Yeah.
I remember playing high power Magic in a 1v1 with my brother, and like he was like on a Morphon deck, like allies, and I was on a Dragon deck, but we were going high power. This before we really played CDH, and it was literally 5 or 6 games. Whoever resolved an Overload Rift, they win. And I'm like, this card is not in casual. This card's fucking busted.
I always call I don't even call stacks decks anymore. I just call them waiting for Psych Rift. That's what those decks are at this point, because Psych Rift single-handedly controls that situation. Like I'm
100%.
telling you.
Yep. And it's just one of those cards. It's like, all right, I use it as a baby Rift. I haven't overloaded a Rift in a while. That's fine. I have it here. I could pitch it. I can put it in my Chromox. I can do whatever I want with it. That card is one of the most and I think that's blue in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I'm going to 2 mana, bounce a spell, which is kind of a bad rate, or 7 mana, win the game, bounce everybody's shit. What's the one ban card that's like 6 mana and it does that? It's like return all permanents to their hands or non-land permanent. It's a blue 6 mana ban card.
I don't know which one that is.
It's insane. I'll find it later. But it's just like Cyclonic Rift, I feel like, puts a lot of play patterns that shouldn't be there, like the Rhystic Study, the Smothering Tithe, like you said. So number 4, we're running out of time, but number 4, the free interaction. Force of Will, Force of Negation.
100%.
It's probably number 3, maybe, but my number 3 is whatever. But I just feel like even in my 5-color deck, you can't go home without a Force of Will.
No.
It's just that strong.
I've seen it cut, though. I've seen it cut for some...
Guard.
I've even seen it cut from like Rockside before. People are doing like
Rockside
Citadel things.
What else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sisay. I've seen it cut from Sisay too.
Okay.
I had this whole conversation with Tulare East about it, where he cut Force of Will. I don't know if he added it back in. He might have, but
yeah. But he's probably on like 8 blue cards.
But I'll also say this: just like Psych Rift is like the hero of CDH that saves us from horrible stacks experiences. All the free interaction is the reason for mid-range hell. That combined with Mystic and Mystic. Right. And we'd be better off with less of it, honestly.
Middle Misstep, Fierce Guard, Force of Will, and it's like, how many times have you kept a hand where you're like, this hand's fine. I'm probably going to do things turn 2, turn 3. It's okay, because I have a Fierce Guard in my hand, and an early commander, or Thrasios, or I have a Force of Will in my hand, so I'm chilling. Like, it's that safety net that blue brings. That's why people play blues, because of Force of Will.
Yeah.
I feel like when I don't play blue...
And Force of Neg, and Pact, and,
list goes on and on. Fierce Guard, whatever.
Yep.
I think Middle Misstep, too, is just fucking...
Yeah, it's great.
Ugh. God, that card's so good. But, I mean, we don't have to... Force of Will's been one of the best Magic cards ever, forever. Since the dawn of time, it's been crazy. Number 3, we've already talked about it today, but got to bring her up. Thassa's Oracle. It's why you play CDH. Most efficient win con. Maybe not as a card, but I couldn't not talk about Thassa's Oracle.
No, that makes sense.
And then we got number 2... Go ahead, sorry.
Which I'm really interested to hear what you put at number 2.
Oh,
what you put at number 1.
It's Mr. Gamora, and Rhystic Study's number 1. I used to think they were close until I played 100 games of CDH, and it's not even close. Rhystic Study is better
now,
in every
it depends. It depends. So right now, with there being so many creatures in the meta, with Thassa's, with Timna Thrasios becoming more prominent, Rhystic Study has leaped way beyond.
Yeah, but
Mystic
I think pre-ban it was still better though.
When we were in the Rogsai meta, when Rogsai was dominating and it was all Blue Farm and Rogsai and Storm, Mystic Remore was fucking broken. I'm not saying it was as good as Rhystic Study,
I'm with you,
but it was much closer.
No, 100%. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Like, I feel like 2 years ago they were probably here.
Yeah.
And then last year they were probably here, and then now it's like this. We both agree. But I feel like people underrate Mystic Remora. That card's fucking busted in every way. But Rhystic Study is one of those, in the early game where you're like, don't feed the fish. Or, come on, man, you fed him a card. Rhystic Study doesn't have that problem. It's like, okay, early game it's insane. Late game, it's like it doesn't really come up unless you're comboing or going off. Cash your food chain for the love of God.
Bro, how many times have you had a game? You're like, I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to pay for this Ristic study,
And
you're on your combo turn, and you're paying for the Ristic
And
study,
you're
and
doing
you're like, fuck, I'm 1 mana short of winning. If only I hadn't paid for the Ristic study, I
or
would
an
win
interaction
right now.
war. Everyone's been responsible all game. WinCon goes on the stack. Fuck everything that's ever happened. Ristic Study and Mr. Kimura, they draw 10 cards, and it's like, how do we... You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when Blue Farm was the best deck, even now with Tim Thrasios, even like pre-ban, post-ban, it's not really about Blue, but how many games... For me, if I could think about my last 10 games, 90% of the games, Ristic Study or Mr. Kimura, but mainly Ristic Study has won the game.
100%.
It won my last night. Mr. Kimura in One Ring won that mono blue guy last night. 100%.
Yeah.
He fed Mr. Kimura 3 times, 3 turns. He drew 10 cards. One Ring, he drew 10 cards. There's nothing we could do about it. And it was
I just played it. I just played in a local tournament last weekend, and a guy goes turn 1 Ristic Study. Then he goes turn 2 Dash a Ragavan, punches me with the Ragavan, flips a Ristic Study, casts my Ristic Study, has 2 fucking Ristic Studies.
So he wins. Right?
Guess who won that game? Yeah.
When I got into CDH, I built Orvar, and I fucking love that deck, and that deck's so trash. But my highlight of my CDH career is having 4 fucking Ristic Studies out, bitch. I'm gonna copy my Ristic Study. I'm gonna copy my Ristic Study. Is that cool? I'm gonna play this irrelevant spell that all
I'm not winning the game, but you're not winning the game either.
No, I won that game. Easy.
Okay.
It was a while, but I won. I won in time. But no, you're right. I wouldn't bring that to a tournament. But the 4 Ristic Studies, bitch, if you don't hit me with Overload Rift, like, it's over. Like,
yeah, that's why Cycrypt is the hero we need, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's
but yeah,
there
man,
for us.
That's about the pod. It's been about an hour. But yeah, man, blue, it's the best color. I don't ever see it not being the best color. Play blue. And if you don't want to play blue, I'm with you. Fuck blue. But I'm with Max. Blue's fucking insane. I mean, I'm literally on Najila now, and I'm on every counter spell, Ristic Study, Mr. Gamora. So it's not even like I'm in 5 color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still on all the blue stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah. You don't have to play blue, but if you did, you'd probably win more.
100%. I want to say about that, like, how I think you said it, and it's like when you're playing Florian, it's like, hey, man, just add a color. Just add blue, or do this, and then now look at you on TNT. You're fucking wreaking havoc. It's like, I tell people that all the time, like TNT now, but say you went on Blue Farm last year instead of grinding with Florian. I'm not shitting on Florian, but I know you as a player, you're taking down way more tournaments. And how many times you ended a tournament, because I take friend shit to tournaments all the time, right? And I've just been like, it was the deck. I made 1 mistake out of 100. It wasn't me. My politics were on point. I was playing really good. I was feeling good. It was just the deck. So now when you play blue and you play Tim Thrasios and you play Blue Farm, and it's just like, oh, okay, this is busted. You're looking at your hand in Tim Thrasios and you're just like, oh, I just win? I did a pod with a foil winner, and he was like, my whole hand was gas. There's nothing. I had 4 combos in my hand.
I will say, every time I play Tim Thrasios now, I'm like, every time I draw a card, I'm like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, another piece of candy.
But your poker face, though? Yeah. That was me last night in the finals. If he would have passed turn, I had Derevi in my hand. So I vamped tutor for a command tower, and I had Derevi in my hand, and it was over. And I was like, oh, my God. But, like, you know how hard it was for me not to freak out? I'm just like, okay, is that it? Oh, you win the game. Okay. Fuck. It's right here.
Yeah.
But Tim Thrasios, you're just like, Force of Will, Mr. Gromora, Hazel, Survival of the Fittest, Born Upon a Wind, Valley Flood Color.
You're attempting to win the game. Let's see. This one? No. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I love when someone casts ad nods and they already ad nods and they go to interact. It's like, how do I want to counter it? Hold on, give me a second. I just necroed for 30. Oh, okay, any of these.
like you're planning your counter spell sequence like you're planning a game win. You're like, I lead with this one, then we go with that one, then we come over the top with this one.
Oh, darn! You ended with back negation and Flusterstorm. Didn't see that one coming.
Whoops.
Yeah, I was doing the breach line, and he was like. I was like, you guys good to scoop? I'll just present the loop if you're good to scoop. And they're like, no, we're not going to scoop. And I was like, all right. LED, crack 3 white, silence. And they're like, yeah, we're good to scoop. You had a trick bind. okay, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
what do you got?
They ain't gonna do it.
Hit me. You're gonna trick my silence? Like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
you're done.
You not scooping tells me you have something, and there's nothing that you could possibly do. You're gonna trick my Thoracle with me access to my whole deck. Okay. Yeah, Chain of Vapor.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Blue's the best color. You heard it from Max. Thanks for having me on, man. I got to get you on again later in life, but
yeah, always a pleasure, man.
Our pod did really good. That was like my first big pod. I was like, oh my god, I got 200 views. Holy shit! And you have like 10,000 subscribers. You're like, shut up, little jester over there.
No, bro, you're growing like gangbusters. Having all the good people on, like. It's fun to listen to your podcast. I enjoy it. So
thanks, man. I'm getting better. And you are one of the people that helped me in the beginning. You know what's funny is I went from like 50, 60, 100, kind of, in a few weeks. And then I went from like 150 to like 500. And I was like around the Boyle weekend, I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what did I do right? Right? I didn't know what I did. And then I went to like 530, and then I've been around the 530 range for like a month. I'm hitting like a lull. But for me, it's not about the subscribers anymore. I'm having a great time. Like, I haven't made a penny off of this, and I don't care. If I'm at 500 forever, it's fine. Like, I don't see me ever not doing this. It's so much fun.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, everyone go check out his podcast. All links are below. Max B's the GOAT. All right, guys. See you later. Peace.